What is up, YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? How y'all doing out there in Fish Tank Land? I hope you all are enjoying your holiday season. I am. Somehow, somebody on this little island that I live on got me sick. So, I've got a little bit of a cold. Perfect timing for the holiday season, right? So, I'm just dealing with that. I got myself a nice hot cup. Yeah, I can't even talk. We're gonna get through this though. I got myself a nice hot cup of tea with honey right now. I'm hoping that's gonna help. Try not to blow my nose or sneeze or anything like that during this live stream. But happy holidays to all of you out there, all of you that celebrate Christmas. Happy Hanukkah and everything else. Hope you guys are having a good time. Hope you're hanging out with family, chilling out, busy wrapping presents and doing stuff like that. I'm gonna get on that a little bit later. I have some presents to pack myself. Let me see what's up with this. Let's see. I don't know who's here. I'm looking for looking to check out the chat and see what's going on. Is everything coming in good? I'm trying not to look at all the numbers and all the specs and analytics and stuff. Am I coming in clear to you guys? It's nice to know that. I feel like poo today. Poo is the word. That's what I feel like today. So I hope the stream looks good. Let's see. When you struggle talking, there is a serious issue. When you Well, I'm struggling. I am struggling today. It looks good. Does it sound good? Real Tanks, your t-shirt is on its way here right now. I've been tracking it. Don't worry, I have your t-shirt coming to you. I have your 2 Placo caves. It's on my list. It's coming, I promise. Do I look like poo? I feel like poo. I don't know what happened to me, but somebody had to breathe on me. One of these tourists, one of these people hanging out on this island, coming here for their holiday season, had to breathe on me when I was out shopping for Christmas presents. But I'm going to make it through it. So many people already in this chat. It's pretty awesome. It's nice to see everybody hanging out. I'm sure everybody's got a little bit of time on their hands, maybe, but at the same time, I'm sure everybody's hanging out with family, busy wrapping presents and getting prepared for their holiday season if you do celebrate Christmas. Daryl Dimmer's up in the house. Desert Bloom, Betas, Gin, Stradrings? I can't talk today. Angelo's Fish Tanks, how are you? Fish Friday Fish Facts. I'm hurting today. Blue Waters, what's up? Sunshine Aquatics, The Cove, Rack from River Life. It's really nice to see you in that live stream the other day. That was a nice little collaboration with you guys. Let's see. Who else we got up in here? Let me get to the bottom of the chat. Leona, how are you? Good to see you here. Hope you're having a good holiday season. Long Island Fish Guy, how are you? Dope Aquariums. Greg Bean, how are you? Sun Wise, good to see you here as well. Big City Betas, Amber, how are you? I hope you are doing well. A little bit of a cold, and I'd like to get this camera focused. I'm so bad. I was rushing this today. It feels like nighttime. Let's get this right. This is bad, but I'm gonna do it right now. Nope. That's why it wasn't focused. Oh, you're not gonna focus for me, are you? Oh, we're gonna have problems today. I'm trying it one more time. You guys, I'm trying it one more time. There we go. Let's get this right. Nope. It's going to do it to me. All right. I can't seem to play with the computer, the camera and get it focused right. So I'm going to leave it be. It's probably going to be auto-focusing instead, which is great because it's not always going to focus on my face, but it is what it is. I'm not playing with it anymore. I am too sick to mess with it. But it's nice to see you guys all up in here. I am really excited. I got something really special that had happened for me recently. If any of you keep up on my Instagram account, I had some fry pop up on me. I set up the tank properly as I tried to replicate what I could from the wild, but the nano blue tetra, the Titocharex tobumpatensis, they managed to spawn for me. I've only had them for about 2.5 weeks or so. I'm really, really excited about this. I've had them since the beginning of the month. And I noticed when we were in the wild that they like to hang out under the plants that were hanging over the edge of the little creeks and whatnot. And that's where they would hang out. And I was also told by somebody in the hobby that that's where they tend to spawn. So I didn't really have much to work with for floating plants, overhanging plants. So I did what I could, and I went ahead and added duckweed to this aquarium. And it turns out it worked perfectly fine. It looks like the nano blue tetra have been spawning on the roots of the duckweed, and I have fry in this aquarium. Now, I'm going out of town, and I'm not trying to leave fry in a little breeder box or something for people to deal with right now. It's just too much work for anybody else to have to deal with. So I'm leaving these fry alone. I'm leaving them in the tank with the parents. I did add a bunch of hornwort to the tank that's floating on the top. So this is gonna give a lot more coverage for these fry. So I'm hoping that maybe these fry will not get eaten by the parents. I have noticed that when I do feed the adult nano blue tetras, that they'll go after the food around the fry, but they don't actually. I have watched them swim right around the fry and not eat the fry. So I think because they are wild caught, they still have their parenting instincts instinctively in them, genetically. So they really don't want to eat their fry, as far as I've noticed. I think this is what happens a lot of times in domesticated fish. When we domesticate fish and we've bred them years and years and years, generation after generation, we breed out the parenting skills of these fish. It happens a lot of times in things like cichlids, angelfish. You slowly bred out their natural parenting instincts to not eat their own fry. But I think what is happening here is that because they are wild caught, they're not in F1 or F2 or anything like that. They're actually wild caught fish. They do still have these instincts to parent their fish and not eat them, to parent their fry and not eat them. So I'm feeling pretty lucky about this. I'm not going to pull these fry right now. I'm going to go ahead and leave them in the aquarium. They've got plenty of hornwort and duckweed at the top of the tank for these little fry to hide out in. There's plenty of Infusoria in the aquarium because I have a huge bed of leaf litter. And there's also lots of algae and Infusoria actually growing on the roots of the duckweed and stuff. So they have food. I have been feeding them some First Bites made by Hikari. It's like a super powdered fruit. I even try to crush it up in my fingers a little bit more to get it even more of a little bit of a powder for these fry. They're definitely microscopic fry. If you checked out my Instagram account, you will be able to see these fry. This is real. Some people that I heard to have some comments on YouTube, people don't believe me. They think that I'm lying or making it up. And I can get that because I'm probably one of the only people that I know of in the world right now. I've done a lot of research on these fish. I'm one of the only people right now that actually are spawning these fish. A lot of the fish that I have that I collected in Peru, they're not super beautiful fish, so they're not in the hobby. So there's not a lot of people actually trying to breed these fish that actually even have these fish in their presence in their fish room or in captivity and are trying to spawn them. So I didn't realize what I was getting myself into, but it looks like I'm one of the only people in the world right now that are even spawning this fish in captivity, or managed to. So I'm trying to keep an eye on their patterns, their courting behaviors, and what they're doing, and keep this all on paper just for history. I might end up even writing a paper about these nano blue tetras, just because I've looked up the information on these fish. There is no information on the Red List or any other website on the courting behaviors of these fish, how they spawn, where they like to spawn. It's it's crazy, you know. But if I can help add some information to, you know, out there, if I can write a report and try to give some, you know, some information to everyone else about how these fish act, what their courting behaviors, and where the fry like to hang out, and all that kind of cool stuff. It's really nerdy stuff. You know, I'd love to be able to help. So this is really cool. I'm really excited about these nano blue tetra fry. They spawned right out of the gate, you know. MHow9 fish tanks. Thank you for that $4.99 super chat. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Happy holidays, JH. Getting ready to drive back from a holiday event in Indiana. Awesome. I'm about to head out. I'm hoping that I can kill this cold before I fly out on the 27th. I will be going to Memphis, Tennessee to see my little nephew. He's 3 years old. I haven't seen him since he was born. I got him some really cool stuff. I'm not going to say because he might be watching, and I don't know what he might pick up. But I got some really cool stuff that I'm really stoked about. It's animal related, obviously. Some cool little toys, and I'm looking forward to playing on the carpet with him. You know, it's really nice to have a nephew. To be an uncle is a beautiful thing. Getting fancy with the graphics, yeah, man, having a little fun with it, Corey. Having a little fun. If there's one day out of the year that I'm gonna have a little fun, the holidays is gonna be one of them. That's for sure. A little bit beat up, got a little bit of a cold. Not too happy about it, because it's not that easy to get a cold in the Caribbean, but some tourist managed to breathe on me and give me a cold. What a bummer. I look forward to checking out your stream later today. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Tomorrow, I believe you're doing like an 8-hour stream. I'm not sure. I think you were doing kind of a little marathon stream there. 8 hours, I believe. I'm going to try to catch up with you guys on that one tomorrow, I believe it is. Or Christmas Day. I thought it was the 24th. But no, it's really cool to have these fry from the Nano Blue Tetra. Corey would know when I was there. I'm very responsible about what fish I keep, and I wasn't gonna bring anything back really at first. You know, I was really there to film the experience, to get that all on film and record that for history and whatnot, and just the experience and the environment, and the biotopes and stuff like that. But when I found those Nano Blue Tetra, I fell in love with them. And everybody was there knew that I was like in love with these Nano Blue Tetra all of a sudden, and I had a fish that I was going to bring home. So it was really unfortunate, the situation that happened, and I didn't actually get any of those Nano Blue Tetra at the very beginning. But Michael Barber wanted to make everything right, and he did bring some back in his luggage, and he hooked me up with a group of 20 Nano Blue Tetra. One died, was a DOA, died on arrival, and the other one died about 2 days later. Was definitely a little stressed, maybe some gill burns from ammonia or something like that. He was in the same bag probably with the one that died. I'm not sure, but so I had 18 at that point, and then I noticed that one of those 18 was actually a Madeira. It's a Titocharax Madeira, which is actually a different species found in the Madre de Dios River Basin. So I have one of those in there, and then I have 17 Nano Blue Tetras. But I've noticed, I've counted 8 fry from those Nano Blue Tetra. I'm just so excited about that. You know, so far right now, I've had 2 out of the 5 species that I have from the Madre de Dios River Basin spawn for me. So I'm really stoked about that. You know, for me, this is a little bit of a conservation effort. I've had some crazy comments posted on Facebook, I mean on YouTube and on Facebook, in regards to like what I'm doing, like, oh, you're destroying nature or something like that. Really, my goal in the end is to protect nature, to conserve some of these species that are actually being threatened. This camera is really bothering me. I really want to fix this so bad. I want to fix this focus so bad. I want to fix this so bad, and I just wish it would. Okay. All right. I can't help it. I can't help it. All right. I'm okay with that. I'm not touching it anymore. I got it off of autofocus finally because the camera's behind me. I can't even really reach around. I'm not going to jump over the table to see the menu on there, but I got it off of autofocus. Woo! All right, which is better than nothing. And I got it somewhat focused in on my face, so I'm good. I'm sweating, you guys. I'm a little bit sick. I turned the AC off so you guys don't have to hear it in the background. So it is what it is. The sacrifices we make. Let's see who else is up in here. Money Cichlids NYC, how are you? Good to see you up in here. Raccoon Creek Aquatics, Danny's Aquariums. What's up, Danny, man? I hope you're doing well. Bentley Pascal in the house. Happy holidays to you, sir. Let's see who else we got up in here. I already said hi to Rack, but happy holidays to you and your family. So yes, totally stoked about the Nano Blue Tetra Fry. When I do come back from Memphis, Tennessee, I will start isolating out those fry, and I will do something because I'll be here. I'll be present to deal with that and to make sure they get fed 3 times a day and they get their baby brine shrimp and their micro worms and grindle worms, and not grindle worms at this point, but I have banana worms, micro worms, and Walter worms, as well as baby brine shrimp. And I'm going to work on them with that. The really cool thing about these Nano Blue Tetras is they're hatching in the tank, and when I find them, they're already free swimming. There's no like wiggler thing or anything. I haven't seen any wigglers. I haven't found eggs specifically. They're free swimming when I find them. So they're already at a point where they're actually going after food aggressively, and it's like it's really awesome. I think my goal here at this point is I'm going to let them spawn in the tank with the parents, and when I see the fry at the top, I'm going to suck them up with a little eyedropper or whatnot and get them and isolate them into another little tank or like a breeder box, so that the parents don't eat them if they might eat them. At this point, like I said, they're not really eating them, so I'm really happy about that. Teresa Cookie, how are you? Another really cool thing I want to share with you guys, I did get special permissions from the Memphis Zoo Aquarium to film. Now, I'd written them a letter and asked them for specific permissions to film behind the scenes as well, and try to coordinate something with one of the caretakers of the aquarium so that I could go behind the scenes and see the plumbing and watch them feed some fish and maybe interview one of them and get a little bit of a story and some background of the aquarium. Now they will not let me, they will not allow me in the back without liability insurance, which my channel, I do not have that kind of like liability insurance for my channel, so I cannot go, you know, if I was the Animal Planet or I was Discovery Channel, I probably could have got away with going behind the scenes, having some kind of liability insurance. But they will allow me to film on the property and anything on the front side of the gate, so to speak, and not behind the scenes. So I will be filming a short piece of the Memphis Aquarium. That kind of content doesn't get great views, but it'll be really fun. I'm going to be there with my my family and my little nephew and stuff like that as well. So, you know, it won't be too crazy, but I will step aside for a little bit and share with you guys that the Memphis Zoo Aquarium, and there's a really strong history of the Memphis Zoo. It's gone through its ups and downs. It is one of the biggest zoos in the nation as of now, and they've got a lot of funding to help build this zoo up. And since I lived there and I grew up there, went to high school there in Memphis, they did not have really much of an aquarium. Since then, they put a lot of money into their aquarium side of things. So this is all new for me. So I definitely look forward to checking this out. So, and I will do whatever I can to share that with you guys. A Fishmas card. This is my Fishmas card. That's funny, Amber. That is funny. Let's see. I don't know if there's any questions out there. I'm just chilling out with, what is it? Drinking coffee with Jack Daniels. Oh, there you go. I'm not a drinker anymore. This is tea with honey. Lipton tea with honey and a little splash of cream. It's the thing I got from my friends from South Africa. They put a little cream in their tea, a little bit of milk in their tea. Let's see. I did try to set something up. It didn't work well for me, and I don't know why. I almost want to go over here. I don't know if this is going to mess me up right now. I want to go over here and see if I can get this to work. I don't know why it won't work for me. I did set it up, but it won't show up. I tried to set up the whole like face mask thing so that you guys could do super chats or donate, and it would have a crazy little mask show up over my face. Just something fun to do. But through Streamlabs OBS, for some reason, I don't know what it is in my settings, but it's not allowing me to do it. It does not show up on my end. So, oh well. It's alright. I don't need to do that. Anyways, Ginger Graves, how are you? Good to see you here in the chat. I'm coming your way. Yeah, are you in Memphis? I'm definitely going to be in Memphis, Tennessee through the 3rd of January. That will be fun. I'm just checking out the chat just here a little bit. I am drinking tannins for good health. Yes, Sunshine Aquatics, most definitely. Tannins for life. I want to make a t-shirt. I definitely want to make a t-shirt that says that. That's one of my logos at this point. One of my sayings is tannins for life. At this point now I have 3 Blackwater aquariums, and I'm not stopping anytime soon because most of the fish that I keep and most of the fish that I want to keep are all Blackwater fish. So, and I'm just lucky to live in a place where I can walk right outside and about 20 feet from my front door I have a West Indian almond tree, and then I can go down the street to a little park and there's about 20 West Indian almond trees, and I can collect plenty of leaves. I have a bag of about 100 leaves in my kitchen right now. But I don't just like to do almond leaves. Almond leaves are really, really popular in the hobby because if you do the math on them, if you were to do a scientific project, and there's been reports made about this, West Indian almond leaves do the best job at lowering the pH in an aquarium. That's one of the reasons why they're so popular. If you were to compare them with lots of other tropical dried botanicals, West Indian almond leaves are at the top. They do the best job at reducing the pH, so that's why they are so popular. So they're definitely really nice to have in your aquarium, but I prefer to have a nice mix. For one reason, it makes the tank look a lot more natural, and it also just helps diversify the different kinds of plant matter that are in there, especially if you're dealing with something like shrimp. Gives them kind of different foods to choose from because the shrimp will eat and help break down all those dried botanicals and that organic matter. But yeah, more than anything, it just looks a lot more natural when you have a nice mixture of dried botanicals. So I like to use palm frond, coconut palm frond. I like West Indian bay leaf, dried bay leaf, not the Italian bay leaf. That's a completely different tree. Just lots of different dried botanicals. I'm just lucky to have them all here locally, you know, to take from the wild. I don't, you know, harvest them on my own. So you'll definitely see a lot more Blackwater aquariums from me. It's definitely very much my thing. I love Blackwater and brackish water aquariums. I would love to get into a little bit more brackish water. At this point, I just have one brackish water aquarium, and that's with my brackish water snowflake moray eel. But when it comes to doing brackish water, I prefer to do larger water columns. So I just really would need to have some like 150 gallon aquariums, because that's just to balance out the ecosystem in there. In the water column, I prefer larger body of water when I'm doing brackish. So I wouldn't do a brackish water tank with anything less than 55 gallons. That's just me, though. That's just how I roll. Lisa KG Tropicals, how are you? Good to see you here in the chat. I really do appreciate it. Appreciate you popping in. I like your video that you did, the top 10. Was that the top 10 things to know about African cichlids? That was a really cool video. Let's see. I do have something coming up. I didn't want to promote it because I have not tested all the way, but I look forward to doing a live stream interviewing Big City Beta on the 26th. That is my goal. I still need to test a couple other pieces of software and platforms that I plan on incorporating to make this happen so it comes out very professional. But if nothing else, we're going to do a Google Hangout. I don't think it'll go that route. I think it'll be much more professional than that. But I will be doing an interview with Big City Betas. She is an awesome beta breeder. She is working on about 16 different species of wild betas right now in her fish room, and she really knows her stuff. She's very humble about it, but she knows her stuff, and I look forward to picking her brain and learning some stuff myself. I've kind of been a little bit hooked on the idea of doing wild breeding and keeping wild beta fish. As you guys know, wild fish is my thing. I'm not so much into, I love captive bred and domesticated fish in the hobby. Those are great too. But if I have my choice, I prefer to be dealing and keeping and breeding wild species and wild caught species and things like that, or wild strains of fish, things like that. E-Money Cichlid asked me, what fish would you want Santa to bring you if he could? At this point right now, off the top of my head, the first thing that comes to mind is killifish or killifish eggs. To be completely honest. When you say a fish, I want to answer the other question. The first thing I thought I saw when I read that, I didn't see fish first. What thing was what I saw? What I want for Christmas is a linear air pump. That is for sure right now. I've got a lot of aquariums. I'm up to 18, really 20. I have 20 aquariums altogether, 20 tanks, 18 aquariums and 20 tanks, including grow out tubs and stuff like that with sponge filters. And I look forward to doing a linear air pump, just a central air system, so that just simplifies everything, and it'll actually cut down on electricity in a way. And I'll just run a line across my ceiling and feed all these tanks. I really love sponge filters. Hang on the backs are really nice. I consider them better for like polishing the water in certain situations, like my Blackwater aquariums with lots of mulm and organics that can be suspended in the water column. I like to do a hang on the back so that I can kind of polish the water. But besides that, I think that sponge filters really do the job. They definitely can do the job if you have the right size sponge filters or the right amount of sponge filters for that size water column. But yeah, the fish, if Santa could bring me any fish, I would have to say killifish. I'm not very specific about what kind of killifish because I'm still kind of researching those. But being a nano fish kind of guy and having a lot of 10, 20, and 50-gallon aquariums, nanofish is my thing, and killifish has been on my list. So yeah, killifish and a linear air pump. That's it. Let's see. Yeah, hopefully this cold will get kicked. I hope you guys are all having fun out there. I hope you guys have got some time off to spend with family. Some of you might be traveling, like I'm going to be traveling. I hope, I wish you guys all safe travels and just having fun with family. Just bite your tongue when it comes to those family members that you that rub you the wrong way. Just bite your tongue, smile, and get through the holidays. That's my advice to you. I know I might be in that same situation myself in a couple of days, and my goal, I've already telling myself, just bite your tongue, just smile, let it roll off, get through the holidays, and it'll all be okay. Lisa, thank you. Yeah, the ick video didn't get a lot of good views, that's for sure, but I wasn't expecting that. That ick video and all my medication videos is just kind of something that just will roll out over time. It's more of what you like to call discovery content. So, I hope to find new viewers through that content. You got new fish keepers and people in the hobby that are coming through and looking for videos, looking for content and medication content and stuff with their new tanks and new fish. And I'm hoping to find new viewers with that kind of content. But yeah, I got like 150, 200 views or something like that. But it's definitely good stuff. It's good stuff to have out there. I don't claim to know everything. I am I'm a hobbyist just like the rest of us out there. I'm learning as I go. I'm learning things every day, just like all of us. So I don't claim to be an expert at any of this stuff. I don't claim to know everything. I don't think I do. I'm learning as I go, and I'm just trying to do what I can to share that with you guys, to share that with new hobbyists. You know, I have a lot of viewers that are young people, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, that I know watch my content, you know, and if I can help them with their first fish tank, I really do, you know, I feel like I've done my job here on the platform. D from down the wormhole, nice chat. It was good to see you in your stream. I tried to hang out as long as I could. This hat is not so bad. It looks more of a natural fur because it's so dirty, but I've had this Santa hat for like 4 or 5 years. It's been through the ringer, so it kind of looks a little dirty, but at the same time I just feel like it looks a little bit more natural, like it's real fur, because it has a little color to it. Some tannins. Oh boy, I'm not sneezing and I'm not having to blow my nose. I don't have a runny nose yet, so I'm happy about that. What did I have going on here? Did I have, there we go. There's some like, that looks purple. The one light just looks, oh, we're not doing that. That's like disco lighting. I was trying to keep it like Christmassy, but it doesn't roll so well. And that doesn't look so well. We'll just keep it the way it was. It's better the way it was. No playing with the discoteca. Water Wizard, how are you? Good to see you here in the chat, man. Happy holidays to you. Yeah, the one cool thing about killifish, e-money cichlids, is that you know, and this is one thing that I that kind of helps me want to get into it, is I love like the science side of it. I love the lab work side of it, and that's one thing I love about breeding fish and working with fry and stuff like that. But I definitely you know, I know that I could get just killifish eggs like peat moss shipped to me, which would work well because of my location. Sometimes mail can be a little slow, so I do kind of think twice or 3 times about having livestock sent to me. But the eggs would do fine. So I am looking at a couple of breeders that I know that that could probably send me just killifish eggs, and I could rear them up on my own. Keep in mind, I don't consider that breeding. Some people consider that breeding, but if someone sends you eggs, it's not really breeding that fish. You have to raise that fish up, breed it with another fish, and then raise those eggs and those fry up. That's breeding. It's funny though, some people get away with adding that fish to their list in their club, but they just raised up the eggs. I don't really count that. You gotta do the whole thing. Let's see. Tannins for life. I love it. Sunshine Aquatics. Hashtag tannins for life. I love it. I need to start using that hashtag. I've used it actually. I think I have used that hashtag before. But I definitely need to start using that hashtag in some of my Instagram stuff. I need to start doing Twitter, but it just doesn't seem to roll very well. It doesn't seem to be that important in the as a platform these days. I talk to a lot of really young people in high school and stuff, and Twitter is not cool anymore. Instagram still rocks. Instagram and Snapchat seem to be really, really hot. I'm not touching Snapchat, not for the YouTube and fish keeping community, but Instagram is awesome. So I definitely partake in Instagram. Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube are really the platforms that I work with. Audio video is good now. I don't know, was it choppy? Oh, I did have some frames dropped there. I didn't realize that. I guess I was, probably internet was going in and out. No, I'm on a non-profit internet service provider, and it is the holiday season, so I expect a lot of people to be using this internet at the same time right now. So I'm sure it's going to go up and down a little bit. Looks like I did have 1,309 frames dropped, 1%, but it stopped and it's cleared back up. Seems pretty good, and I'm still rolling pretty good over here. 6,000 KB, which is not bad. Oh boy. Any questions from anybody? I'm just hanging out. I'm just having a good time. I'm just happy to have some time off of work. I had a 2.5 week vacation, and I decided to work a little bit more because I'm traveling and I'm just gonna need the money. So I worked an extra week, even though the company was kind of closed down. I got a little side work with my some carpentry with the company that I work with. But I still have about a week and a half of vacation, so it's nice to not have to go to work. Extra time with my fish. Trying to make a little extra content so that when I'm out of town, I've got some content uploading for you guys, and I'm not stressing about that. I will be doing a live stream on the Sunday that I'm in Memphis. I definitely look forward to doing a live stream while I'm there. If nothing else, it's just going to be chilling out in the cold backyard. I know it's going to be cold for me. I'm going to be shivering. You guys are going to see me at my worst, probably. Very cold and shivery, but I might do I might just be at my my sister's house, or the cat is trying to climb the walls behind me. Nova, chill out. Anyways, yeah, I might just be at my sister's house chilling in the backyard or something. I might get away with going to some kind of a fish store and live stream from a fish store on Sunday. I'm not sure. I know that I'm going to be doing a little bit of a barbecue with some of my best guy friends from high school, where all of us have graduated together. We're all going to hang out and do a little barbecue in a backyard, maybe at my sister's house or something like that. So that will be happening in the evening of Sunday. But Sunday afternoon, I think I'll have about an hour for you guys, and I'll do a little bit of a live stream. Just keep it laid back and chill. But I don't want to definitely want to hang out with my fish fam, with my fish keeping friends. That was an alright ick video. It was alright. My levamisole video. Levamisole is my favorite medication that I work with regularly. It's an awesome dewormer. That was a video that I was really kind of holding out and ready to make because I really stand behind levamisole. One thing that I did forget, of all things that I forgot to add to that levamisole video, and I just totally spaced it when I made it, is that when you use levamisole, you should definitely lower the lighting, kind of black out the tank for a little bit. And I do that when I use levamisole. I just go ahead and I program the lighting really, really low, or I completely unplug it and take it off of the strip with my timers and stuff, and just black it out for 2 or 3 days until I do that water change. But I don't know why I spaced out adding that in that video. It's kind of important. I mean, the lighting will definitely degrade the levamisole in the water column a little bit, especially if you have high lighting in your aquarium. But I'm kind of beating myself up that I forgot about that. Let's see. Barbecues are always fun. Chilling out with friends from high school, your old friends, the high school friends where we didn't even really have to. There was no care in the world. Didn't go to school half the time. We got into plenty of trouble. Skipping school, chilling out. Nothing was important, really. You're just loving life. That's a beautiful time in your youth, when you're just like getting home in time for dinner. It's like one of the only things that you have to worry about. Making sure you don't make your parents mad, and getting home in time for dinner. The rest of it is just fun. So I definitely look forward to hanging out. Somebody posted a picture of me from high school on my Facebook page. Whoo, that's a rough one. I'm in jorts as we called them in the 80s. They were jean shorts, long jean shorts that went way past my knee, and I was wearing them with combat boots and a black dress shirt. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm really embarrassed of that photograph. We all go through our stages, but the 80s, the 80s was rough when it comes to style. I don't know. It was pretty rough. Oh, man, I can't believe some of the things I wore back in the 80s. Let's see. Multi-tank addictions. Chris, how are you? I hope you're having an awesome... I hope you're having an awesome holiday, you and your family, man. I really do. Pro Tim Aquatics, happy holidays to you as well. Try to go back up through here and see if I missed anything. Yeah, I see this up here. Audio video is good. Darn that. Virgin Island internet, LOL. I hope it's working out now. It seems to be getting better, if anything. It's stopped dropping frames. It hasn't dropped any more frames. So, we're good. Yeah, it's always good to reminisce. That's for sure, man. Definitely. The good old days. You know, it's funny to see how we all how we grow and evolve. And we see that on YouTube too, you know. And it's funny, sometimes people will want to rag on somebody. I mean, people do grow and evolve. Their channels change a little bit. As we change, our channels change a little bit. Our content changes a little bit. And we have to give each other a little bit of leeway with that. You know, our goals on YouTube change sometimes. Sometimes I think people are pretty judgmental of what everybody's doing on the platform. But we all have our own path. And I think it's more important that we focus on what we're doing rather than what other people are doing. If you don't like some content that somebody else is making, well, go out and make your own content. If that's, you know, I don't know. I just think it's pretty funny. I've heard some people rant lately, and I just think it's pretty funny because I don't have time to complain about the content that other people are making. I think it's, you know, if there's something that I don't feel is out there or something I feel that needs to be made, I'm going to make it myself. Hated high school, loved college, right? I don't know. I like the freedom of high school. College is a little bit more hardcore, and you put your money down for college, so you have to get down to the grind. But high school is freaking high school. High school is just high school, and it's just like a free-for-all for the most part is how I looked at it. I don't know. I wasn't necessarily the best kid in school. I was definitely a nerd when it came to science and stuff. I was, you know, teacher's pet in science class and stuff. But when it came to things like history or mathematics and stuff like that, I might not have been the teacher's pet, that's for sure. And I might have missed a few classes. Yeah, Lisa, definitely a good attitude. You know, it's really important to, like, I don't know, people worry too much about what other people are doing, and they spend too much time on that, and I think it's really important to just focus on yourself and what you're doing. I think that media and television kind of make people that way, but I just think it's more important to focus on what you're doing. Focus, you know, if you're a content creator out there, you know, I just think it's really important to focus on the content that you're creating and creating the content that you want to create. Look inward and look at what you're doing, and create, you know, if you feel like there's some content that's not out there, some information that needs to be shared, create it and share it. I just feel like some people worry too much about what other people are doing or not doing and want to, like, you know, that's just wasting time as far as I'm concerned. I can't worry about what other people are doing. I've definitely had to stop, like, looking at other bigger channels and, like, focusing on, like, where they are and look at their numbers and things like that, because that's not going to do me any good. The time that I'm sitting there staring at somebody else's channel and looking at how many subscribers they have or how many views they got on a video, I could be writing an outline for my next video or editing my next video, you know. So that's one thing that I've learned through my experience here on the platform and being a content creator is the most important thing you can do, the best advice I can give anybody out there that's a content creator, is focus on yourself and focus on your content, because people don't do that enough. They worry too much about the numbers and what other people are doing, and that's not going to get you anywhere. It's just a waste of time. Anyways, I'm off the soapbox. I'm done with that. Anyways, let's see. Dub Rexy. Right? That is awesome. Those bristlenose plecos, when we were in Peru, the ancestors that we were finding there in Peru is just incredible. You know, in wild, how natural, just how they develop in nature, and how compared to ancestors or plecos that you're going to find in the aquarium hobby in pet stores, they're just totally different. Sorry, I'm just a little bit beat up here. Who is that? I know that person. 09 Porcupine. I totally know that person. I know who that is. That is a friend from Indonesia. 09 Porcupine. JWAH, which is my full initials. Anyways, 09 Porcupine. 09 Porcupine. That's not a fish family friend. That is somebody from, you know, this is what happens when you spread yourself around Facebook and you let your whole of everybody know what you're doing on the platform. I know some people that try to keep it separated. 09 Porcupine, that could be Joey. It is Joey. Yes. That's what I thought. I knew that name, that screen name from somewhere. That's right. Joey, what is up, man? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a happy holiday up there up north. Hope it's not too cold for you. 41 people present. That is awesome. My YouTube count over here on my Streamlabs is not showing a proper count, unfortunately, but I can't worry about that or focus on that. Yes, I noticed it was Joey. I knew that screen name from somewhere from way back in the day. It was definitely very, very familiar. Smash the like button. Thank you, eMoney Cichlids. I do appreciate that. So yeah, I do have some really good content coming for you guys over the next week while I'm away in Memphis, Tennessee. I have created an Infusoria tank. Some people like to do like an Infusoria culture, with like in a jar or something like that, and then suck up the Infusoria, which is basically, Infusoria is a mix of microorganisms, ciliads, euglenids, you know, just rotifers and things like that. But I prefer to actually create an Infusoria tank because just a little colony like in a jar, it's going to crash a lot easier is one thing as well. Plus, I like to go ahead and take my fish and spawn the fish in the Infusoria tank and then remove the adults out of the tank and let the eggs stay in there to hatch and for the fry to get their first meals of Infusoria right there in that aquarium. So that's just my process for dealing with things like tetra and other small nanofish that have like microscopic fry. So I put together a really cool Infusoria tank. It's been cycling. I've actually, I want to say the word, inoculated it with a bunch of Infusoria out of a small little 2.5 gallon Infusoria tank that I've had for about 6 months. I went ahead and just dumped all the water and all of the mulm and everything from that 2.5 gallon aquarium right into that 10 gallon with all the leaf litter. But I have a really cool video coming out this week just showing you my process and showing you what that tank looks like. It's definitely the way to go if you're trying to spawn, you know, different kinds of neon tetras, resporas. If you want to incorporate some plants, resporas, harlequin resporas, they like to have actually like a broadleaf plants, so you'd want to put some like Anubias would work well in there for them to spawn onto the Anubias or something like that. But it's just a good thing for like nano fish. I set this up for my Hysobricon nigricinctus, which is the imperial tetra, which is down in this tank right here. It's imperial tetra, sometimes confused with the neon black tetra or the emperor tetra, but the imperial tetra is definitely a different fish. It's got the black bar on the linear line as well as a nice gold line on the top of that black line, and then the males have nice red touch on their fins and whatnot. But I do have a video coming out on those two. I did a little bit of a species spotlight on the nigricinctus just because it's a really nice fish and it's not bred a lot in the hobby as well. So I definitely look forward to taking a male and female, just a pair at a time, putting them into that spawning tank and trying to spawn those tetra in there. Obviously, the nano blue tetras have been spawning on their own with the way I set up their biotope in the tank with the 17 of them that I have. So at this point, I'm just going to continue to let them spawn naturally in the main tank, and then remove the fry that are floating and hiding up in the duckweed, and isolate them in another little bit of a breeder box or something like that. So that's the overall plan with those. And if I can get the nigricinctus to spawn, that'll be the third out of the 5 species of wild caught fish that I brought back from Peru that I've managed to breed. Now, the other species that I have is the Corydoras 109, CW109, which I have in my Blackwater biotope, the Amazon Blackwater biotope tank right behind me, completely behind me. And I'm pretty sure that they've spawned. They're really, really happy and very well conditioned. And I'm pretty sure that they've spawned. The problem is that I also have 2 carnivorous fish in there. I have 2 bumblebee cats that were also wild caught in Peru. And those bumblebee cats, I'm sure that they've picked off any of the Corydoras fry that would probably put on the glass or any of the leaf litter in there. So, you know, if I were to take those Corydoras and pull them out and isolate them in their own tank without any other predators to eat the eggs, I'm sure that I could probably breed those as well. The Corydoras are probably the easiest of all the fish that I brought back from Peru to breed right now. But I am really happy as well that I do have my 2 bumblebee cats. I thought that they were like, you know, they're bumblebee cats. They are nocturnal, carnivorous fish. I've been trying to incorporate some meat, food and pellets and things like that in there for them, but I didn't know that they were in there for like a last month and a half, and I finally had the lights down really low, and I fed them some protein based pellets, put them into the tank, and I got to see them both come out right after each other from different angles. So I know that both of those bumblebee cats, the Peruvian bumblebee cats, are in there and alive, and they're actually fat and happy and healthy. So if I can manage to get those on film, I'll do a little bit of a species spotlight on those, just because I'll be excited that I even got them on film. Let's see, we have Matt's Monster Fish up in here. Good to see you here as well. Tropical Fish Craze channel, good to see you here. Happy holidays to you as well. Hawaiian Peacock, I did see you there. I'm so sorry, man, I didn't say hi earlier, but happy holidays to you, brother. Hawaiian Peacock, I really do appreciate you hanging out. I did see your chat the other day, your stream that you did the other day. I was in there. I don't know if you saw me. Just hanging out, saying hello. Let's see. So, yeah. How often do I travel to South of Central America? I grew up in Central America, in Mexico, when I was a kid. South America, I've only been there once. I went there on an expedition, a fish collecting expedition, with Corey McElroy from Aquarium Co-op, Dean Tweedell, which is a master breeder out of the north over there, above Seattle, and Dwayne Kitchell. So we were all there with expedition company called Go Wild Peru, and Michael Barber. It's owned by Ian Fuller out of the UK, which is a master breeder of catfish. But that was a really cool experience. I definitely look forward to going back again. I'm looking forward to trying to put together a group of people. I'd like to lead my own expedition down there, or at least put together a nice group of people. But you know, I can't go by myself. I can't afford to go by myself. If I can get 3 or 4 other people to join me on that expedition, it'll make it possible. You know, they're not going to take. You know, I can't go out with Go Wild Peru by myself. Those groups are usually about 4 people or so. If I can get 4 other people, then I will actually lead the expedition along with Felix, which is a local there. And we'll go back to some of the same spots that I've been to before, and try to find some other new spots as well. Ginger Graves, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I do appreciate it. Happy holidays to you. I might buy a bottle of water at the airport. You know it. Yeah. A bottle of Aquafina, $10. How do you start your Infusoria? Let's see. I hear folks about Infusoria black worms, white worms. Yeah, I don't know about having black worms and white worms so much in my Infusoria. That's like larger food. I do my microworms, which I consider more of like a white worm. My microworms, Walter worms, and stuff like that. I grow them separately in oatmeal, stuff like that, in their own little containers. Matt's Monster Fish, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. But let's see. So when I think of Infusoria, I'm thinking of microscopic organisms. Now, I got a video coming out a little bit later this week. I use my microscope. I have a really nice microscope with a digital camera, and I can film everything that I see under the microscope back to my computer. And so I've created a video that shows a little group of different microorganisms that can be found within Infusoria, within an Infusoria tank. Now, microorganisms that I'm thinking of, Infusoria, is things like ciliates, euglenids, rotifers, and other microcrustaceans like seed shrimp, cyclops, stuff like that. Now, these are very, 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 very small, barely seen with the naked eye. You really need a microscope to see these things. When I think of black worms or white worms, that's so much larger. There's definitely a difference between Infusoria and things like black worms and white worms, and any kind of like micro worms, Walter worms, grindle worms, banana worms, and stuff like that. But how I would say to start an Infusoria tank out of nowhere, and not just an Infusoria tank, but just a culture of Infusoria, because even if I were going to create an Infusoria tank, I'm going to start out with a culture of Infusoria first, and then inoculate or initiate the culture of Infusoria in the larger tank with the smaller culture, and build it up slowly so it doesn't crash. What I would say to do is take a jar with aged water and add things like lettuce greens, maybe some cuttings or some peels from different fruit, not a citrus fruit, but like I would take some mango peels, or take some kiwi peels or apple peels, maybe some cucumber peels, and some lettuce or something like that, and add it with some aged water, probably some aquarium water is perfect. Oh, my nose is about to start going here as I hit the 1 hour mark. Perfect timing. But I would take all those different kinds of organics and add them with some aged water. Another thing that you can really do to really kick it up and speed things up is take like an old filter, a filter sock, or like a filter floss from one of your like hang on the back filters or something like that, and squeeze it out into that mason jar. And there's going to be plenty of microorganisms in that filter floss, and that's going to initiate the process. They're going to go straight to work, and they're going to start reproducing in there, and it'll really speed up the process for you. But you have first that Infusoria jar or whatever, that culture is going to be really cloudy. Those organics are going to start breaking down. But as the Infusoria and those microorganisms start to come to life and they start to really colonize and populate that jar, you're going to see that water start to clear up, and you're actually going to see some things like seed shrimp and cyclops and stuff like that start swimming around that jar, and you'll actually see some things with the naked eye. But a lot of these foods that these microorganisms, or that these microscopic fry are going to be feeding on, their first meals, are going to be microorganisms that you don't even see with the naked eye. Like I said, things like ciliates and rotifers and stuff like that, that you're going to have a microscope to actually see. And once again, I am no expert. This is just my experiences in the hobby, things that I've done in the past, and things that I've learned along the way. So I'm sure you might find some other information from other people, but that's how I would go about creating a culture of Infusoria. And like I said, I don't like to just do cultures because it's such a small column of water. It's a lot easier for that to crash. It's a good place to start and learn, but I definitely prefer to do things like a whole tank of Infusoria because it's a larger body of water, a larger water column. It's going to be a little bit more balanced and less likely to crash on you. So that's that. Thank you again, Matt's Monster Fish, for that $2 super chat. I really do appreciate it. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you as well. So I'm 2 minutes over. Did my little rant on Infusoria. Check out the video that I have coming out Wednesday or Friday. It depends. If I do this live stream with Big City Beta on Wednesday, the 26th, that Infusoria video will come out on Friday. But it'll be really cool because you get to see some of these microorganisms under the microscope. Really cool content that I managed to film myself with a digital camera under a microscope. And I'm gonna do a stream on this. If people are really into the Infusoria stuff and want to learn more about it, I'll definitely do a stream early this next year, or in January. I'll do a live stream. It'll be pretty nerdy. I might lose some people that don't really want to sit around and watch this stuff. But for you hardcore fish nerds that really want to actually have an opportunity to see microorganisms living in the water column and the substrate of my aquariums under the microscope live, like I'm literally gonna transfer this and screenshot it over from a computer, and you'll actually get to, I've done it in the past. About a year ago, I have a video out there where I did a live stream. I did live microscopy and gave you guys a chance to see live microorganisms live on camera during a live stream. Like, I think that's pretty cool from a total fish nerd. Like, that's awesome stuff. But I don't know that like the majority of my audience wants to see that. But I will take the risk for you guys that really want to see it, and we'll do that again. Just can't do that very often. It's I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, this is like high school. I'm back in college again. But I think most of us that are really serious fish keepers, it's really awesome to actually see all of those organisms that are living in the substrate of our water column, living in the gravel, breaking down all of the malm and all the detritus within the water column. It's pretty cool stuff to me. I don't know. I can geek out on it. I could sit there and do a live stream for an hour or more and show you guys that stuff. But I did finally get on my new computer, so I could make that video. I managed to get that software all downloaded, and everything's working well. I just need to learn how to screenshot smaller little portions of my screen using Streamlabs OBS. I'm going to work on that today a little bit and try to fine-tune my my knowledge of Streamlabs so that I can really screenshot some of that stuff and show you that stuff live without showing you the whole page. All right, my nose is about to give out on me. I'm right there. I'm like minutes away from having to blow my nose because it's starting to about get runny. Oh, thank you so much, River Life, Rack from River Life. Thank you so much. I appreciate your holiday greetings. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you as well. Everyone out there that has been active in chat, I really do appreciate it. Teresa Cookie, happy holidays to you. Rack from River Life, Amber, Big City Betas, Keep It Natural, happy holidays to you as well. Crystal Shack Aquatics, Tropical Shrimp Craze, Tropical Fish Craze, excuse me, Tropical Fish Craze channel. Priscilla MK from Priscilla MK Arts, happy holidays to you as well. I got a Christmas present coming out to you soon as well. My nose is hating me right now. Everybody just good thoughts that I get that I start feeling better, that I'm not so sick. That's all I want. I just want to enjoy the holidays, and I don't want to be sick the whole time. That's all I want for Christmas, honestly. Number one thing is to just not be sick anymore. To not have a swollen head and have a pounding headache. And to be able to enjoy the holidays with my friends and family. That's what I want for Christmas. Ginger Graves, happy holidays to you as well. Happy holidays to all of you out in the fish keeping family. The fish tube family. I can't see my shirt. My fish tube shirt on. But happy holidays to all of you out there. I really do appreciate all of your support. I'm at 9,550 something subs. So I know 70. I'm sorry, something like 70 something or whatever. I'm like 420 something subs away from 10,000. Really excited about that. It's just numbers, I know, but when I started out on this platform, you know, that was definitely one of my goals. One of the things, down the line that I was looking forward to, 10,000 subs is definitely a nice goal to meet. Especially I've been on YouTube for about a year, almost a year and a half, a year and 4 months or so. So it means a lot to me. I know I could have worked a lot harder to get where I'm at. I know the algorithm really probably doesn't love me with some of the view counts that I get on my videos, but it's not all about the numbers. It's about the love for the hobby. It's about the passion for the hobby. Us coming together as a community, sharing it with each other, learning from each other. It's just a beautiful thing, and that's what it is for me. We all got to pay the bills somehow, and that is definitely important as well. But first and foremost, it is definitely about this community and the hobby itself. It's about the fish. One of my mottos that I live by is the fish come first. And, if I can make sure that if I can share something with somebody that helps them keep from killing their fish, then I know that I saved some fish out there. That's one of the, I might have saved a fish keeper and saved somebody and kept them in the hobby. But more than anything, I saved some fish from being killed by an uneducated, amateur fish keeper or something like that. So it's a beautiful thing. And I'm happy to have all of you guys as my community. Most of you know that I live in the Virgin Islands. I live on a little rock here. I don't have a community really. It's kind of a little sad. Don't feel sorry for me. It's beautiful out there. But, I got the, it's hot outside right now. It's not freezing cold. I'm sweating. But I don't have a fish club. I don't have a fish community. I really don't even have like a fish store that I can count on or go to for livestock. So you guys are my fish club. You are my fish community, and that's why you guys mean so much to me. It's one of the main reasons why I started this channel on this platform is to have a community, to have people to converse with to learn from, and to share my experiences. But it means so much, and I appreciate y'all hanging out here on my stream. I can't see the numbers. For some reason, it's not showing up. I don't know how many people are hanging out in here still right now, but I see you all in the chat, and I appreciate you. Rachel, you're late. Jesus. I appreciate you popping in, but you're late. You're an hour and 9 minutes late. Oh, boy. Somebody needs to throw me a super chat, and I'll stick around for a little bit longer. Oh, boy. No, but, this is my community. This is it. I wish I had more, and if I could, I've been looking forward to moving back to the States. I've been looking at some land in Florida. That would be nice. I do have a dreamy idea of creating some kind of a facility working with fish and other reptiles and stuff like that as well. I have a strong love for I was steam cleaning your house. Okay, well, I guess that's an okay excuse. But yeah, I definitely look forward to moving to Florida. Maybe it'll give me the opportunity to like do some outdoor fish keeping, and I got a thing for snakes. Honestly, it's been a long time since I've had a snake, but I definitely am holding myself back right now from getting into some ball pythons and stuff like that. But I know that it's the right time and place, so I'm holding out on that. Drinking some tannin tea right now. Consuming a little tannins. I'm a little sick, but it is what it is. I don't know how it happened down here. Right now I'm sweating it out. I turned the AC off so that it's not on for the audio, so it sounds better. So right now, and this freaking Santa hat is killing me right now. But I'm sweating it out. I'm sweating it out. Sweating it out, maybe, right? Kick this cold a little bit. I'm definitely getting a little bit of a runny nose as I start to sweat here. And I feel like I'm a little red. Not quite the normal orange, huh, Priscilla? Normally I got a little bit of an orange thing going on, but I feel like I'm looking pink. I don't know, color correction. The white balance is on today. Sorry, checking out the chat here a little bit. Yeah, it'd be nice to go. I would like to just go to Florida on a little trip. If nothing else, a nice little trip to Florida would be really awesome, to go observe some biotopes there. There is some awesome, some really pristine Clearwater biotopes there. Chris Lukaup from Germany works for Dennerle. He's gotten some really nice photography of areas in the United States, so a lot of them in Florida and some of the Florida Springs, and it's just pristine spots, beautiful photography. And I would love to have the opportunity to go check out some of these spots. So I definitely, that is on my list. It's probably the cheapest trip that I could go on right now when it comes to some outdoor adventures in the hobby. So I definitely look forward to doing that. Joey, you have a good one. Thank you for popping in. Happy holidays to you as well, and all your family up there up north. Stay warm, and enjoy your Christmas holidays. That's that 10,000K fever. Ha ha. I'm not there yet. The the platform says that I have 10K, but I'm 420 something shy. That's okay. Hopefully it happens while I'm in the States on vacation so I can celebrate with some family. Not like they care really. It's funny how, like, if most of us that are content creators, we know that, like, our family are our last supporters in this venture. They're like, oh my God, are you talking about fish keeping again? Are you talking about YouTube again? Oh, that's the last thing they want to hear about is YouTube or the fish keeping community on YouTube or just fish keeping. So, yeah, I know that they're really not my best supporters, but, you know, whatever. I'm hoping that I hit 10K while I'm in the States. That's what I'm getting at. Knackered Aquarius, how are you? Happy holidays to you as well. Big City Betas also has her share of reptiles, so we might start talking about reptiles a little bit. But I'm trying to keep it on wild betas. So you guys look forward to that on the 26th, day after Christmas. That evening, I'm looking forward to this. I should be all work out as planned as long as the software and the internet and everybody's doing their part. We'll be doing a live stream interview with Amber from Big City Betas, just going over some different things about wild beta fish. If you're interested in working with betas and you have beta fish and you're having some problems with them, maybe you can ask some questions. She's very knowledgeable about it. She's one of the big of wild betas in the United States, honestly. Like I said before, she's very humble about it, and I totally get that, and I think that that's the best way to be. But she's very knowledgeable, and she knows a lot more than she she acts like. That's for sure. Oh boy. Clean the fish room, Rachel. Oh boy. I gotta do a bunch of fish cleaning, fish tank stuff too, because I'm heading out of town for a little while. So I need to get to the grind and get these tanks in a happy place, so that I can kind of like turn that off. I know we all probably are in that same boat if we have our fish tanks. We just want to like get these water changes done, get ahead of the game on your tanks, so that Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, you can kind of chill with family, hang out, and just turn off a little bit on the fish tanks if you can. I know that that's kind of my goal. I just want to kind of like shut down, chill out, stay in my pajamas, open presents, eat cookies, drink some more hot tea, just stay hydrated, and just cool out, watch some stupid Christmas movies, and I'm gonna feed the fish, and that's it. Just for a few days anyways, for a couple of days. And then a bunch of water changes, and then I leave to go out of town. So anybody that just popped up in here, I just want to say it again. Keep an eye out. It's going to be a couple weeks down the road, but I'm going to Memphis to see family. But I did get special permissions, written permissions from the Memphis Aquarium, as the Memphis Zoo has installed a large aquarium there. So I've got special written permissions from the Memphis Zoo to film and document their aquariums. So I'm really excited about that. This is a big one for me. It's just a nice establishment. They put a lot of work into these aquariums and a lot of money into them. It's just really nice that they've given me special permissions to film there. We'll see how that goes. It'll be really fun. You know, I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and I've been to the zoo many, many times. I've watched it evolve. I've watched it evolve over the many years, and it's come a long way. So it'll definitely be exciting. I have not seen the aquariums. You know, this is a new one for me. A new part of the zoo. They do have some really crazy stuff, like a bat house. It's like you go in there and they've reversed the light cycle, so it's like nighttime during the day, and you can go into the bat house. It's all blacked out, and you literally like have glass windows all around you, so it looks and feels like bats are just like flying right by your head. So crazy. I do remember that was there when I was younger. I don't know if it's still that exhibit still exists. But they definitely come a long way. It's a really cool zoo, and I just really appreciate the fact that they've given me special written permission to film. If I had liability insurance, they would let me go behind the scenes. But like I said, I'm not the Animal Planet or the Travel Channel, and I don't have that kind of liability insurance to cover myself, so they will not allow me behind the scenes. One day, maybe I can get myself National Geographic, Animal Planet someday. Congratulations to what's his name, Brave Wilderness. He's just finally a YouTube channel, Brave Wilderness. He's just got signed with the Animal Planet. He's just out with his second book, and he's actually got a toy out as well, and a little adventure kit. He's got some really awesome products that he's created and some really nice children's books, and just finally got signed with the Animal Planet. So congratulations to him. That's kind of that'd be a dreamy thing, to have a fish hunting channel on the Animal Planet and go out collecting and observing the biotopes of fish. I don't know. There we go, cichlid strain hunter. There you go. Something right up your alley. All right, I've been rambling on. It's 19 minutes past my normal stream. I should definitely get out of here. Rachel, thank you for popping in. I know that you're busy and you got lots of family stuff to do. Probably baking cakes and pies and cookies with the girls. Cleaning the house. Obviously, you're steam cleaning. I guess you got family coming. I don't know. But I hope you're enjoying your holidays. I hope, I wish you and your family an awesome Christmas holiday. And to all of you out there, thank you so much for hanging out. I really, 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 really appreciate all of your support. It means so much to me. You are the community. You are my fish keeping community, my fish keeping friends, and my fish family. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Happy holidays to all of you. Enjoy your time with your family. Enjoy your time chilling out. If you don't celebrate Christmas, just enjoy the holiday season. Enjoy your time with your family and some time off from work. Feasting on some good food, eating some cookies, having some eggnog, whatever it is that you might do. But thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. And I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go wrap some presents and try to kill this cold. But remember, guys, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.